Hi, Miss Dev here. Today I'm going to show you how to draw pattern fishes. You have already read that book and know what pattern is, right? Pattern is something that is repeated. It could be just lines, it could be shapes, it could be colors, it could be numbers and letters also, but you can just combine all those things together and make your own pattern. For example, I can so I'm going to use crayons here today. So you all of you have crayons, so I'm going to show you how to make patterns with crayons. Say for example, I want to do colored dots. So I've chosen these three colors. So I can do like circle and then a pink circle, a pink dot, and then a green dot. Then I'm going to repeat that again. Purple dot, pink dot, and green dot. But you can change it up also. You can change it up like you can have like this, like 2 purple dots, then 2 pink dots, and then 2 lines, green lines. And then again I'm going to repeat it. 2 purple dots, so 2 pink dots, and then 2 green lines. So you can combine, or you can do just the one color, but you can just change up the different way of doing the shapes and lines. Like say for example, I'm going to just choose this red color, just one color, but you can do like 2 lines this way, 2 lines that way, 2 lines this way, 2 lines that way. As long as you repeat it, anything, it works out. Say if I want to do with shapes, I can combine lines and shapes too. So I'm going to do a triangle, and I'm going to do an upside triangle. Again, this side triangle, you can do upside triangle. That can be repeated too. Then I'm going to use maybe purple triangles. Purple this way, purple that way, but I have to repeat it for I can make like 4 blue ones and then 2 purple ones. Then again I'm going to do 4 blue ones. So it doesn't matter what your combination is, you can do it lots and lots of different ways of creating patterns. Okay, so now that you know what pattern is, I'm going to show you how to draw those fishes with the patterns on them. So this video is all about drawing. So you will need a pencil and an eraser, that's all. No, to draw fishes, in the book it had octopuses and other sea creatures too, right? So I will show you how to draw this fish. Fish is like a long leaf shape. Okay, and then we are going to draw an eye, which is a circle, and then this is the head part. I'm going to do a dorsal fin. Dorsal fin could be a teardrop shape with lines in there, and I'm going to do a fin at the bottom like this. Don't forget the tail. The tail could be like this. I'm going to show you different ways of doing tail, and I think fishes have another fin over here, right? Yes, a tiny fin over here, and the rest of it is going to be filled up with scales. So scales are only half circles. So first start off with the head is like that, and then add from the middle of that half circle to the middle of this one. Then again middle of this one to middle of that one. So I'm going to do again, so middle of this one to middle of that one, and again I'm going to do half, fill it up. So alternate it, so every time you're doing the next layer, always start from the middle of that curve, like that. And it's okay if you can only fit in half of it at the edge, and that is always okay. So I've also did the half of it over here, so like that. So the scales usually go behind the fin, so I'm not going to draw all of it. I'm going to rest like that, middle of that curve, and see it ended here, and that is okay. So I'm going to start half, because to end up on the middle. This one's middle is behind the fin, so we will not be able to see that one. And then again over there. So this is a pattern. Can you see that this is creating a pattern? So it's like all the scales, and you can do all kinds of patterns. So there should be one more over here. Okay, so this is creating a pattern too, like that. So over here, do you see the 3 lines that I have done? That is also a pattern, because I am repeating those straight lines. Oh, the way of doing a pattern is you can do a squiggly line like that. If you repeat it like this, it becomes a pattern. So I am finishing up with this one, and okay, and there you go, half, and try to fit in one more. There you go. Now in the past, so you do not have to do scales, but you can draw some other kinds of, like the octopus had other kinds of patterns. So to draw an octopus, you can draw like first the head, and octopuses have 8 legs. You do not have to show all the eight legs, because behind the octopus is the other legs are behind, so you cannot see them. But make them all squiggly like that. I'll try and fit in 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I fit in 5. So I'm going to do some behind, showing up a little bit. 6, 7, and one more over here. 8. How about that? Or maybe I'll do one over here. 8. Like this. And I'm going to draw 2 big eyes, and I want to make it a girl octopus, so I'm going to put a big huge ribbon on its forehead. And a smiley face. And I'm going to make some suckers. See, I'm repeating the oval shape for suckers, so that is a pattern. Okay, oh, I just forgot, how many legs do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I will make this one the 8, and I will erase that extra one. Okay, so I will just put some suckers here, and I'm repeating these patterns. So make sure when you're doing, if you're doing an octopus, you are going to have squiggly lines for the tentacles. Do not draw straight lines. Okay, now I want to draw a shark. Would be like kind of this shape, but then you'll draw a mouth and draw big teeth. Now I'm going to show you a puffer fish. Puffer fishes are really like almost like a circle like this, and they have they have an open mouth, and they have a very tiny tail, right? They do have puffer fish also have spikes on them, like. all kinds of spikes because they puff up and the spikes sticks out. So if you're repeating spikes like that, guess what that is? It's a pattern. And I'm going to do the eye. And I want to do a fish that does not look like a fish with a lot of patterns in it. What else can we see underwater sea? Oh, how about a shell? Shells are like seashells, are like underwater sea creatures. So if you want to do a shell, so it's like that, and I'm repeating, this is called the scalloped edge for the shell. And we are going to do the lines over here and then join them. So that is also a pattern. See, that's how you draw a shell. It could be upside down too if you want to do that, but I'm going to do some repeating of curved lines. So there will be a pattern. There you go. So I did a shell. So if you're doing an underwater sea with lots of different fishes, or if you're doing only one, you can choose only one, draw. If you're doing only one, then draw it big and fill out the whole paper. And if you're doing many underwater sea with many fishes, do a different pattern for all the different fishes, okay? So I'm going to show you how to draw a big fish over here. So if you draw a big fish, make sure that it's really a curved line over this way, a curved line over that way, and I'm going to make a triangle for the tail here. I want to have its mouth open, and I'm going to draw some lips for this one as if it's blowing bubbles, and I'm going to do some bubbles over here. And I'm going to do the eye and the curved line for the head. I'm going to do a fancy dorsal fish. I'm going to do like this. And I'm going to do double line patterns for the dorsal fish. Sorry, dorsal fin. There you go. And there is another fin over here. Actually, they have two fins, one behind the ear. So sometimes you can see a little bit of it, sometimes you cannot see it at all because they're right next to each other. And I'm doing the pattern of lines over here. For the tail also, I'm going to do a line pattern. You can do whatever pattern you choose. You can do a checkerboard pattern or anything. That is all okay with me. Okay, and now instead of doing fish scales, you can do it, but I'm thinking of something else. But there is also a fin here. For this one, I will not do a fin in the middle because this is an imaginary fish. So I'm going to do a line right in the middle, and I'm going to do some curved lines like curlicues for the pattern over here. And I'm going to do a small one over here, and this one will be touching over here. And I'm starting from the same spot, and I'm going to do another one over here. So see, this one is same on both sides. I'm going to repeat it again. I'm going to go a big one and touching the edge of the fish, and then a small one over here. So I'm going to start from the same spot, go all the way to the edge of the fish, and curlicue, and then smaller one touching that part of the big cue. And same here. I'm going to do the big one and the small one. A big one and a small one. A big one and a small one. What thing you see, I'm adjusting the size of the curlicues because the fish is tapering down at the thing, and I will do another small one here. But as long as it touches the outer line, it will be a pattern. See, this is not as big as these over here. and a small one, and I think I can only fit in one here, so I'm going to do a one big one so it will fill up the whole space. And as the fish tapers out, these things will become smaller, and I'll just do one big one over here. So I have a little bit of space here. If you want to do a tiny curlicues, up to you. I'll just leave that open. Okay, so happy drawing your pattern fishes. Be creative and make up your own. You do not have to copy mine. So I have one big one here, and I have quite a few different ones on this side. So many different ones. So happy creating. Now that I have finished drawing, then I outlined everything with crayons, and you can make them all kinds of different colors. Like over here, I have made all the scales one line blue, one line red, one line blue, one line red. So this is the way you have to draw your fishes. In the next video, I'll show you how to color them.